Hey, my name is Tracy Wood, and this is just a super crazy time right now, and I know for many people there's just a lot of anxiety, there's a lot of confused people, there's a lot of people that just don't really know what to think about what's happening. And I know for myself this morning, I felt like the Lord just gave me a real piece of encouragement, and I felt like it was for more than just me, and so I really wanted to just share it because I think that this might be for somebody else as well. So I just want to start off with rolling back the time a little bit to Sunday. There's been a small group of us who've been meeting at our city center. We have a park right in the middle of our city, and we have just felt compelled to meet in the city center and just be praying for our city and praying for our nation and just seeking God and asking Him for revival on our land. And it's been a great time of just being right in the heart of our city and doing this. But this particular Sunday, we got there, and we always start with worship. So we turn on our worship music, and we just spend a little bit of time just worshiping. So we barely get started, and all of a sudden, there were these crows that were crowing so crazy loud. And I just immediately in my spirit knew that this was a dark spirit hovering over this park, hovering over our city, and it was not happy that we were worshiping the Lord. So I just began to use the authority that we've been given. Christ gave us the same power and authority as His Son, and so I just began to just rebuke this spirit over us, and it just stopped. It was amazing. The loud crowing just stopped, and so I just kept on worshiping, and then we had a great time of prayer, and then after it we came together, and several of the people had felt the same thing, and they were all doing the same thing that I was. They were all just commanding that evil spirit to stop. So now fast forward to this morning. This morning I spent time in the Word, and then after I do that, I usually like to just sit for a minute and just ask the Holy Spirit, what do you want to say to me? How do you want to use these words for me? What can I do to apply your word? And so I was just sitting there, and the Lord just brought this incident with these crows back to my mind. And so I was just thinking about how crazy that was. And then I just quickly started seeing a new scenery in my mind. My eyes were closed, and I just saw a beach. The tide was out, so it was just wet sand, quite a long distance of wet sand. And sometimes I know for many of you who have been to the beach, you've noticed that there was just seagulls walking around the beach. And a lot of the seagulls were doing their typical thing. You know how they just look busy. They don't look like they're really accomplishing anything, but they're just scurrying all over the beach. And that's what most of the seagulls were doing. They were just scurrying quickly around the beach. Then there were some of the seagulls that were standing looking because there was a large wave out in the ocean, and they were standing there. It kind of reminded me of those cartoons where, the eyes get like bigger than life. There's even an emoji where the eyes are bigger than life, and the seagull was just standing there staring at the wave coming in, but it was immobile. It was doing absolutely nothing. It was just staring at the wave. And as quickly as I saw that, then all of a sudden, just this amazing eagle comes just soaring over the top and just gliding, and it was just like doing these big swooping circles, and then it was done. And I just felt immediately like I should go to Isaiah 40 because for those of you who are in the Word very much, it's a very famous verse about eagles. So I go to Isaiah 40, but I didn't want to go straight to the eagle verse. I wanted to go to the beginning. So I'm going to read you a portion of this because this is what I think the vision meant. I felt like the seagulls that were busy were the church, and they were people that they don't know what's going on, and they are just doing what they've always done. They are continually doing what they have been doing for years and just doing the same thing. They're working very hard, they're busy, but they are just busy working. Then there was some who they see what's going on, and they are immobilized by it. Fear has gripped them, and they're doing nothing. They're completely immobilized, and they are just terrorized by what they are seeing. But I felt like the eagle is saying, get my perspective. Come up above and get the kingdom's perspective, get God's perspective on what's going on. So here's what I feel like God was saying for today. Here's God's perspective for today. A voice of one calling in the desert, prepare the way of the Lord. Make straight the wilderness, a highway for our God. Every valley shall be raised up, every mountain and hill made low. And the rough ground shall become level, the rugged places a plain. And the glory of the Lord will be revealed, and all mankind will see it, for the mouth of the Lord has spoken. A voice says, cry out, and I said, what shall I cry? All the men are like grass, and all their glory is like the flowers of the field. The grass withers, and the flowers fall, because the breath of the Lord blows on them. Surely the people are grass. The grass withers, and the flowers fall, but the word of our God stands forever. You who bring good tidings to Zion, go up on a high mountain. You who bring good tidings to Jerusalem, lift up your voice with a shout. Lift it up. Do not be afraid. Say to the towns of Judah, here is your God. See, the sovereign Lord comes with power, and his arms rules for him. See, his reward is with him, and his recompense accompanies him. He tends his flocks like a shepherd. He gathers the lambs in his arms and carries them close to his heart. He gently leads those that have young. Then it just goes on to talk about how amazing the Lord is. But I want to skip down to verse 23. And this, to me, was startling for what we are experiencing right now. He brings princes to naught and reduces the rulers of this world to nothing. No sooner are they planted, no sooner are they sown, no sooner do they take root in the ground, then he blows on them and they wither, and a whirlwind sweeps them away like chaff. To whom will you compare me? Or who is my equal, says the Holy One? Lift your eyes and look to the heavens. Who created all of these? He who brings out the starry host one by one and calls them each by name. Because of his great power and mighty strength, not one of them is missing. Why do you say, O Jacob, and complain, O Israel, my way is hidden from the Lord. My cause is disregarded by my God. Do you not know? Have you not heard? The Lord is everlasting God, the creator and the ends of the earth. He will not grow tired or weary, and his understanding no one can fathom. He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Even youths grow tired and weary, and young men stumble and fall. But those who hope or wait in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. So I just felt like today, the Lord was saying, come get my perspective. This is what I have for you. Look what the Lord is about to do. He's saying, call out, make way the path for the Lord, because I believe he's doing something new. It's rumbling. You can feel the winds waving, and he's about to do something new. And I feel like he's asking each of us, what is our job in that? How do you want me to help make way and prepare the way for the Lord? And so there's many times in the Bible that he says, seek me. There's a couple verses that I just thought of. Those who hunger and thirst for righteousness shall be filled. And I love those who love me, and those who seek me find me. It's not those who seek me may find me or you may be filled. It's shall be filled and you will find me. So I feel like he's saying today that don't keep doing what you've been doing. God is doing something new, and you need my perspective. You need to be joining with me on what I'm doing, and don't stand there in fear. It's time to rise up like the eagle's wings, and it's time to get God's perspective, and it's time to join him in what he wants to do. So I would just encourage you to seek him and just ask God, how do you want me to help prepare the way for what you're about to do? How do you want me to help prepare the way for the people who need you and that you're calling home? And if you've never read the Bible, if you don't know, I don't even know where to start. It's a really, really big book. I would just encourage you, the Bible's divided in two. I would encourage you to go to the New Testament. It's the second half of the book. The first 4 books are called the Gospels: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And all 4 of those books, those are just an account of when Jesus was on the earth. And that's what it's all about. It's about Jesus. And if we want to be followers of Jesus, what better way can we learn how to be a good follower than to read about how Jesus was when he was on the earth. So if you just start reading in those Gospels and just look at the life of Christ, look at his character, look at the things that he did. What moved him with compassion? What was he all about? That's like the best way to find out what it means to be a Christ follower. So I would just encourage you to seek him right now. And then after you read the word, wherever you're reading, take a few minutes and just sit and then just ask God, what do you want from me? Speak to me through your word, your living word. It changes every day. Speak to me and let me know, what do you want me to do to prepare the path? What are you calling me to in this new season that you're doing? It's a new thing. It's a new move. How do you want me to be ready to help you in that? So I hope that encourages you. I found it extremely encouraging because God is on the move and he's about to do something really exciting.